Hey, what's up, Helldivers? Enforcer 5150 here, and we're going to go through a beginner's guide to Helldivers 2. Some of the things I wish I would have known before getting onto the battlefield. So to start out this video, I want to make sure to make it very clear that stratagems are the most important thing. In this game, when you start out, when you first drop, you should be dropping out your resupply because that will restart the timer, and then you want to drop down your advanced weaponry right away. Make sure to select them when you're first going into the game so that you have, something, a little bit better than just your normal pea shooter. Now, the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and change our stratagem keys. You just want to make it easier for yourself. One thing that I picked up right away is that holding down the control key on PC is just a pain. This also works with controller as well. Holding it down and then pressing the buttons is just not very efficient. So what I did is I went to the options menu and then I changed the key from to hold it to press. This way I can just press the button and then I can input my keys. Now on controller, it still stops you in your place, but it is a little bit easier. On keyboard, when you hit the control button, you can go ahead and keep on running or doing other things while you're inputting your keys to which stratagem you want to use. Now, the one thing I also made sure I changed was the WASD as the up, down, left, right, and I changed that to the arrow keys. That way I can keep on running or something like that. If I'm being chased by something, I can just go ahead and input like a reinforcement or anything else. So it's a lot easier, more effective that way. On controller, unfortunately, it still stops you in your place when you have it press down. Now, if you're brand new to the game, you want to familiarize yourself with the stratagems. Make sure that you know what your reinforcement is, what your air assaults are, such as the airstrikes and everything like that, especially your reinforce. Make sure you kind of get that stuck and burnt into your head, because that is one of the things that when you're the last person standing, your reinforce is probably your last chance to be able to get through that mission alive. Now, one thing you want to remember in Helldivers 2 is that there is friendly fire no matter what. You're going to have friendly fire, and you're probably going to kill one or two people here and there. But you want to just make sure to watch your fire anytime that you're around other players. Make sure before you bring down a stratagem, such as a precision strike or something like that, that people are clear out of the way, because people will run in there. It's important to try to communicate with your teammates, but I understand because I do it as well, where I don't want to listen to voice comms or anything like that. And a lot of times people won't actually check the chat even if you type it in there. So you just kind of want to be mindful of where you're putting down your stratagems and where you're firing and where people are around you. Now, another thing to remember is that samples, medals, super credits, those are all shared. Don't worry about going ahead of the next person to try to quickly grab a sample because you want it for yourself. It doesn't really matter because all are shared. You'll see it on the right side that it has a little group icon whenever you pick something up. So a lot of people think that it's per person, and there's even reports that people have tried to kill somebody else for their samples.
How about a nice cup of
Now, you don't have to fire at everything. So be mindful on tougher levels because stealth can actually be your friend. If you're going around and you're shooting at everything, you're going to attract way more attention than you need to, and you could possibly wipe out your entire team in more challenging levels. Now, when you start getting to other weapons and you start getting something like the drone, the rover, I think it's called, you want to make sure that you drop your extra one. You'll already have one on you. If you see other people don't have one with them, you can actually drop yours for your other teammates to be able to use as well. So it's just helpful for everybody to have something that, will benefit the entire team. Now, another thing you want to make sure you do is conserve your ammo. When you reload your weapon, any extra ammo in your clip is gone. Now, I know personally that it is a hard habit to get across because, like in Call of Duty, you can just keep on reloading. You'll keep your ammo and stuff like that, and a lot of other games are like that. But in Helldivers 2, when you reload, you lose that ammo. So make sure you're on the last bit of your clip before you actually go ahead and reload. Now, you want to pay attention to what injuries you have sustained. Now, if you injure your leg, it's actually going to slow your walk movement. If you injure your arm, it's actually going to make your aim worse. Now, if you happen to run across something that gives you a slow effect, such as like eggs or I don't know what they're called, spores or something like that, and it slows you down, actually, you can just dive and get out of that really quickly. It's really helpful if you're being chased by something and something's about to kill you and you're being slowed down. Go ahead and dive, get out of there, and you'll be safe. Another thing you want to be mindful of is that your stims can actually be used for emergency stamina. If you're running from something and if you have a little bit of injury on you, you can use your stim and gain extra stamina. You'll have full stamina and you just keep on running until the stim runs out. Now, with armored bugs and armored patrols, you'll notice that your bullets seem like they're bouncing off. They are doing some damage, but it's best to look for the weak points, such as the tail, underbelly, sometimes under the arm, to find out where the best place to actually fire is. With some bugs, you'll notice that they will stop and then like kind of armor up. If you go off to the side, you'll be able to actually hit them in the back. Now with automatons, you'll notice that the AT-ATs or AT-ATs, there's actually a guy on the back. So if you're firing at the front, it can do some damage and it looks like it's just bouncing off, but it's best to try to get around them and actually fire at the bot that's on the back of it. Now, another thing you want to make sure you know about is how to ping. Now with keyboard, you'll use the Q button as default, and then on controller, it's usually your right bumper. And you can hold it down to have a wheel of different selections, but if you quickly hit it, it will go ahead and ping, an enemy or location that you want to look at. So make sure you know what that is and where to set it, because that can really help when you're not using voice comms. Anyway, that's all we're going to do for this video today. Now, let me know what you think of this game. Is it good, and are you actually able to get in? Because I know there's still a lot of people out there are crashing and having issues connecting. It seems like they fixed a lot of the issues by raising the cap of the servers and all that. And to me, it's doing very well, but I know other people might be still having problems. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching this video today. Make sure you hit that like button, definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel. Y'all take care and happy gaming.